Na Kimani Ichungwa, your goose are cooked. Kimani Ichungwa, if there is somebody who has talked bad, if there is somebody who has shown disrespect to Kenyans, is you, Kimani Ichungwa. When we needed you the most as the majority leader, you didn't step up. You sided with the oppressor, you stayed with the oppressor. Right now, Kimani Ichungwa, you feel like you have been used like a hoe. You feel like you've been used like a hoe by the president. You now start want to giving people narratives that, oh, msitishu MPs, oh, nobody can. Kenyans are the people who put you in those offices, and we are the same people who are coming to remove you. Kimani Ichungwa, I know you very well. I remember you. You should not be complaining, Kimani Ichungwa. You forget so fast. What you did to Kenyans. How you showed us disrespect when we were fighting a finance bill. Right now, the president wants to fight corruption. You are number one. Kwanza, I suspect you must be number one in the list of the most corrupt MPs in that bunge. You are the majority leader. Si wewe ndio ulikuwa unapigania Gachagua atolewe? Are you not the person mwenye alikuwa na mobilize people to kick out Gachagua? Right now we are tackling serious matter affecting the people of this country. You are like siding with the MPs. MPs, we know you. Tunawajua. And we are urging the president to stay firm. And stay firm. Na usilegeze kamba mtoto wa Samoei. Deal with these incompoops.
God have mercy upon us. Dunia hii kuondoka kwa William Ruto atakuwa Kimani Ichungwa kwa siasa.
A few moments later,
I am among those people who have suffered immensely from this condemnation. I saw yesterday when figures of 150 million shillings were mentioned that relate to the Senate. There are people who went on social media to say, oh, that is the 150 million Kimani Ichungwa used to purchase I don't know what where.
Wameanza kurambana. Now listen to this. Kimani Ichungwa has spoken and he has told MPs that MPs are the only people constitutionally mandated to initiate an impeachment against the president and the executive, and there is nothing the executive can do about it. He also told the MPs that the executive have got no power to remove any of the MPs from parliament. But conversely, it is them who have got the constitutional mandate to remove anybody from the executive from power. And therefore, this is a developing story. It seems like there is something going on behind the scenes, and very soon we will find out. Stay tuned.
Majama, mimi naomba Kenya ukora na ugondi kwa juu. Mimi nakumifika mali yenyewe. Wajamaa wamefanya ugondi paka imefika number 1. Number 1 pia ameona place imefika, asipobanja Kenya tabaki aina kichele. So imebaki amebanja. Hadi juzi kuko na meeting ya wasa ODM na wasa wa UDA wakifanya meeting yao kwa sijui wapi Karen. Alibanja akasema ile corruption pia iko hapo kwa bunge ni bulanda. Wewe sajua leo Rezo amesign executive order ya kubring team fulani. Inajulikana kama multi agency team on war against corruption. So ni team enye imeformiwa ya kudili mambo ya corruption. Hii team iko na institutions mob kwa gava. Wase wa KRA wako ndani, wase wa NIS wako ndani, wase wa DCI wako ndani, wase wa asset recovery wako ndani, wase wa ODPP wako ndani. Msijui mpaka chairman wa State House huko pia wako ndani. Yaani ni team kubwa. Sasa inakwambia ukiona imefika mali nyamaka number 1 ameamua kuform kusign executive order number 1 ya 2025. Wewe jua inachacha. Wajamaa na stanya. Wajamaa wanafanya ugondi, mjamaa ni bulanda. Bulanda.
Speaker, sir, the bill that is being, the act that the president mentioned, the anti-money laundering, was sponsored by the leader of majority. Actually, we should not even start with the president. We should ask the leader of majority whether he bribed the committee, the jailer committee, and how much he has given us.
Now listen to this. It is being reported that the relationship between the president and Kimani Ichungwa is allegedly at an impasse, a stop. It's actually going down. Why? Because remember the president expressed his anger in the ODM UDA parliamentary group on how the MPs had passed the anti-money laundering bill. He was really angry at that. But listen to this. Who was the sponsor of that bill? Who was the sponsor? It was Kimani Ichungwa. Now, again, I'm seeing this as a politically tactical situation. Why? Because I don't think Raila Odinga trusts Kimani Ichungwa. I don't think so. Because this might be the situation. It might be that Kimani Ichungwa is gonna be treated as a sacrificial lamb. Yeye ndo atasacrificiwa, because I don't think Raila Odinga would want to work with Kimani Ichungwa in this situation. And therefore, for me, I see it, if at all this thing is sufficing as the truth, I'm seeing it as a politically tactical situation. So let's wait and see how it unfolds. Now, the Senate have instructed Amason Kingi, the Speaker of the Senate, to summon the President, failure to which Speaker Amason Kingi will be subjected to an impeachment process. Now, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, there is something happening here. And I don't think most of you have noticed. And if you have noticed it, there is, even though this looks like a diversion, it looks like a Roman circus, it looks like a distraction, but something, the path of justice is just starting to, meander itself. Like, imeanza kutafuta njia yake peke yake. And very soon, I'm telling you, the seeds that we planted as people who want change, that seed, it may bear fruit very soon. And if it is not soon, even if it is later, I've told you that it seems like the fruit that was planted during the Mandamanos, the Gen Z's quest for justice and, good governance, transparency, such kind of things, it may just be soon. And if it is not, it will one day be seen.
Kimani Ichungwa referred to the Constitution and told me the issues like NGF and and Senate oversight in the counties is in the Constitution. I want him to cite to me the section of that Constitution that he's referring to. Because as you know, I was very involved with the Constitution, making Constitution of this country.
Now, there is news coming in that the president has formed a multi-agency team that is going to deal with corruption as a whole, even in parliament. Now, this multi-agency team comprises of the NIS, it comprises of the ODPP, it comprises of the EACC, Asset Recovery Management Teams, and it is going to be chaired by the office of the president. So, in light of everything that has been happening in parliament and senate and everything, the president has chosen that he will deal with this matter directly. Let's see how it goes.
Say no, wakwende. Let us take the war to them. Let us take the war to them. If they want, we will give. President is an accomplice, Honorable Speaker. Why was he giving the 10 million shillings?
Order, Wamboka. And I went home last night from my wife. He wanted to check my pocket if I had any illegal money.
Let us look at what is happening at the e-citizens. How many pipes are leaking government revenue to private pockets? Do your work as members of parliament. Let us call them out.
The erroneous statement that came from none other than the head of state for this country.
Kenyans know that the temple of corruption is actually State House.
Yes, about dealing with corruption that is bedeviling this country. Let us look at demand and the supply side.
I want to tell them, and I say this with tremendous respect, that kwa ground vitu ni different.
Not fair to condemn the house in its entirety, Honorable Speaker. We don't do it as a favor to anybody. Not to the president.
Hii vita yote unaona kati ya Ruto na MPs, it's all based on fear. Ruto amegundua kwamba he's running out of time, he's running out of friends, and he's running out of options. So, ameona, it's 2 years to elections, actually less than 2 years to election. Members of parliament know very well that Ruto and his government are the most unpopular government that has ever been up to this point of its regime. And the only way for them to get re-elected as members of parliament is to look for alternative parties, alternative coalitions, and alternative friends who are going to support them, and in other parties are going to vie with. And members of parliament have, behind the curtains, have been forming coalitions, friends, meetings, and Ruto is aware of this. Remember, he warned them and said, I am a receiver of raw intelligence. And this one is it's supposed to actually frighten them and make them fear. So that he creates this picture like he knows every dealings that each and every member of parliament is involved in. And when he does this, he's actually trying to coerce them and manipulate them to supporting him, not just to get to 2027, but even past that. Again, he realizes that these members of parliament do not entirely depend on his bribes and what he gives them for their campaign or even their mere existence. He knows that these members of parliament have their CDF, and this is their main source of income. So what does he do? He threatens that he's going to remove that CDF so that he tries and weakens these members of parliament. The other thing, the leadership in parliament, William Ruto knows that the leadership in parliament were selected, or they were appointed by him based on the previous voting patterns that existed in 2022. William Ruto knows that these are not going to be the patterns, and he has newly found friends that he has to convince enough that he really wants or deserved his support. And so he's trying to throw them under the bus, bring in new leadership, entice some other people from some other regions, and maybe in that mix-up get a new vote block, which is very difficult to do. The third and last thing is that William Ruto depends on tribal voting patterns. The moment the tribal agenda fails, William Ruto knows that he has failed terribly and he's not going to win. And luckily for him, a lot of his friends that he put deep in around his friend circle are from regions that are clearly not going to vote for him. This is an unfortunate bit. Despite them proving loyalty to him every weekend, everywhere they go, they plead loyalty to him and talk to him in all sweet words that they can. He clearly knows that these people are useless to me and they're not going to get me anything past what they got me in 2022. Again, these are the people he's targeting and he wants to throw them under the bus. Wetangula, Kimani, Ichungwa, Kimani, Kuria, all those name them, and a lot of others were in very, very critical committees of the National Assembly and the Senate. These are my observations. Let me know what you think.
Now listen to this. Honorable Peter Salasia has indicated that now MPs should move quickly to go and impeach both Ruto and Raila Odinga, because despite backing them in the impeachment of Gachagua, the two, Raila Odinga and Ruto, are threatening to remove the CDF fund. Let's watch how it goes.
Wakenya, nataka mshikanishe hii mambo na mshikanishe vizuri. Go to today's Daily Nation, page 7. Utaona picha ya Kimani Ichungwa. A legislature eyes housing boom with shares in mortgage firm. Kimani Ichungwa amenunua shares moja 18 million, over 18 million, 900 and something shares worth around 138 million. Watu wanaweza sema wewe uko na wivu. Kwa nini unashangaa akinunua shares? Mimi sina wivu. I want you Kenyans to connect some dots that is going on. Housing finance, it's a government parastatal. Housing finance ndio ilikuwa imekuwa mandated that hizi all other parastatals zenye zitauzwa through the housing finance. Now housing finance, Ichungwa is buying like entirely all the shares. Sijui kama mnashikanisha hii mambo. Number 2, serikali inajenga kitu inaitwa affordable housing. Affordable housing zinastahili ziuzwe through the housing finance. Na Kimani Ichungwa is buying over 18 million shares of the housing finance. Wakenya msiposhikanisha what is going on in this country, I'm telling you this country will not stand even a day. He's not just buying the shares in the housing finance. The web ya kununua all the other parastatals, the web ya control all the affordable housing zinajengwa imelala hapo, and the guy is buying all those shares. Na usidhani maybe anafanya hivyo peke yake. Go and read that paper and then try to connect all the dots. That's why we came with this wembe, so that we can be able to be connecting on behalf of Kenyans what is going in this country. Hata ukisikia tunaongea na we will be having days tunaongea na Kiswahili so that you can understand these things. My friend, this country yani mature dealers and everything is going down. You can take that to the bank.
Ma MPs mumejinyea wenyewe, Mliambiwa pitisheni finance bill. Yes. Haya. Mkaambiwa impeach Gachagua. Yes. Mkaambiwa housing levy na housing sijui project. Yes. Mkaambiwa SHA. NHIF haifanyi, leteni SHA. Yes. Adani mkamtetea. Yote mmesimama nyuma ya Ruto. Tam mnamfuata matakoni. Sasa mbona anawaruka futi 20? Mbona anawaruka futi 20? Nasikia Kimani machungwa huko hivyo anapiga manduru. Why help me? Why hashike simu zangu? Why nikienda kumuona ananiambia siwezi muona, hana nafasi? Kimewaramba. Nyinyi ndio watoto wa fisi ambao mmeanza kunuka mbuzi. Mtaliwa.
Do you look like children? Do we look like children? Fish rots from the head.
When you think of the name Kimani Ichungwa, obviously the first thing you think of is ulemse ulamba prezo. Hadi ye hamlambi. Hadi ye anasema vitu kaa. That is why the parliament has the power to impeach the president.
I want first to encourage members that nothing and nobody should instill fear in you in doing your work as members of parliament. Because you are duly elected by the people of Kenya to exercise oversight even over the executive, even the office of the president, and even the president himself. That is why this house has powers under this constitution to impeach those in the executive, and those in the executive can do nothing to remove you from this house.
Your time imefika sasa. Ile time tulikuwa tumengoja ndio imefika sasa.
To those who believe politics doesn't affect them, I hope today has taught you how politics affect you directly.
Ruto simpigi kura. Amenajisi nchi. Bila kutumia hata kondom.
This is Selector Dede.
Wanadhani ya bongo lala, ikikupita we bongo lala. Na walosema jana iwezi fika leo, tuko ground tunasoja. Akijikuku mewaka sana, na mabisto na chafua raga. Na walosema jana iwezi fika leo, tuko ground tunasoja. Hakuna mboka, peleke shuleni watasoma. Madaktari wamegoma, hapa sani Yesu atatuponya. Wambie punde imechoka sana, farasi bado ijapatikana. Ni mandai wanagonya na mali wanaponda, unakonda wananona. Maandamano, 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 amise maandamano, maandamano.